Coming up on the Michigan Football Report from Chat Sports is Zach Harrison, five-star defensive end from the state of Ohio, going to commit to Michigan after his senior season. I've got that, plus 8 other Michigan football rumors, plus we'll take a look at this weekend, big-time recruiting weekend versus Penn State. I've got all those stories coming at you on the Michigan Football Report. Let's go. Welcome into the Michigan Football Report. I am James Yoder, the face of Michigan football media. We've got 9 football rumors today. As I mentioned, not going to start with the Zach Harrison story just yet. Want to talk about a more time-sensitive story, something that's happening right now, and that is 2020 quarterback Harrison Bailey, top 50 player overall. Some have said he will be a 5-star by the time his senior season rolls out. I've seen him as high as 27, 28 in the country for 2020 junior. Jim Harbaugh visited him last weekend as he canceled his visit to Ann Arbor. That is F-A-C-K. Fact. And why has he canceled his visit to Ann Arbor? It is not because he's not considering Michigan. It's not because he doesn't want to see the game against Penn State. Jim Harbaugh visited him Friday night, and maybe Harbaugh has a little bit of bad luck, but Harrison actually broke his collarbone, and he is not going to play anymore his junior year. So Harrison Bailey, 2020 quarterback recruit. Many have said that he is highly likely to end up at Michigan out of the state of Georgia. Jim Harbaugh visited him this past weekend. He went down during the game, got checked out, and is a broken collarbone, had to get surgery, and Harrison Bailey will not be visiting Michigan or any school for several weeks dealing with that broken collarbone. So that's a bummer. I think Michigan was seriously expecting a commitment this weekend potentially if he were to come up to Ann Arbor for the second time in 4 weeks, also visited back in October as well. So Harrison Bailey, 4-star, maybe 5-star quarterback, could be the future for the Michigan Wolverines. He will not be in Ann Arbor for the Penn State game this weekend. What are those Harbaugh heads you see on screen? If you haven't watched this show before, where have you been? We're only the #1 Michigan football program in the world. 0 Harbaugh heads, totally false, fake news. If we give it 1 Harbaugh head, which we'll see a few of those say, small shred of truth, but don't bet on it. If it's 2 Harbaugh heads, 50-50. People are talking 3 Harbaugh heads means it's pretty likely. And if we give it the 4 Harbaugh heads, that means this F-A-C-K fact. That is how Jim Harbaugh spells it. That is how we spell it here at the Michigan Football Report. From Chat Sports, I'm here in the Chat Sports Schembechler Hall Palatial Studios, bringing you the Michigan Football Report on this Friday before Michigan takes on Penn State, a matchup of 2 top 15 teams. Rumor number 2 is Chris Hinton rock solid with the University of Michigan. Hinton, the 5-star out of the state of Georgia. I'm giving that one 3 Harbaugh heads. Pretty likely, but look, people say they're solid with schools all the time and move on. There have been rumors for months that Chris Hinton could potentially look at other schools, most notably Alabama. I've heard some people say Georgia's all over Hinton. I've even heard maybe Clemson could be after Chris Hinton. He's been committed to Michigan for a long time. He has brought his brother with him, who we'll talk about here in a minute, up to Ann Arbor. So giving this one 3 Harbaugh heads. He said basically Michigan would have to be put on probation for 10 years for me not to go to school there. I don't think that's very likely, given that he's got to commit here in about another 7 or 8 weeks. So Chris Hinton, 5-star out of the state of Georgia. His brother, just as big of a prospect, maybe even better on the offensive line, will be with him. The Hinton brothers will be in Ann Arbor this weekend. They're probably on their way right now as you're watching this. Going to bring their dad, a former All-Pro NFL offensive lineman, with them. Chris Hinton says he's rock solid to the University of Michigan. 3 Harbaugh heads on this one. I think they're going to keep him, absolutely. The coat I am wearing is the most popular coat. It's about to be the most popular coat, but I have people messaging me all the time. How do you get that coat I saw on your videos, on your Twitter account? It is from Reveal Suits. This is the only one out there in the wild. They hooked me up. I'm the official sponsor of the Michigan Reveal Suits brand. You see the Block M. You got Michigan Wolverines. Both sides, you roll up your sleeves. This is the baddest ass sports jacket in the world. Imagine you live in Pennsylvania, maybe you live in Columbus, like the guy we're about to talk about next, Zach Harrison. You walk in after Michigan beats Ohio State this year, and you're wearing this bad boy. You open it up, you're at a wedding, you will own the night. Reveal Suits, $100 off. Info at revealsuits.com. You've only got a matter of days until they're on sale to the public, and you lose that $100 off. Info at revealsuits.com. The story we led with, Zach Harrison, long thought of as an Ohio State guarantee, one of the top 5 players in America in this 2019 class. I teased this a couple weekends ago. Now I have enough multiple sources, not even multiple, more than multiple sources have told me. I'll be the first one to say this publicly. I'm giving it to Harbaugh Heads that he gave a verbal word to the Michigan coaching staff and several Michigan football players, as well as a couple key recruits in 2019 after the Wisconsin game, that says, I want to commit to you guys. I don't want it to be public until after my senior season. I'm guessing he doesn't want to get booed. He doesn't want people to be protesting his games. Maybe you know how crazy these Ohio State fans are. I have been told that he told the Michigan football coaches to count him in, save him a scholarship. He is coming to Ann Arbor. The number 5 player in America, regardless of positions, is coming to Ann Arbor if he sticks to what he told coaches, players, and fellow recruits a few weeks back when he visited Ann Arbor. Zach Harrison, number 5 player in the country. I'm giving it 3 Harbaugh Heads in this one. He will commit to Michigan after his senior season, which I'm guessing, I haven't really looked how good his team's doing, is in a matter of weeks. So keep an eye out for this one. This will be the biggest recruiting get. It'll be bigger than Rashan Gary. You see, he was out of the state of New Jersey. I couldn't even tell you when Michigan would have stole a player away from Ohio State. You could say Prescott Burgess, but he was like the number 8 or 10 player in the country, 5-star out of Ohio. Manningham was a top 30 or 40 player out of Ohio. This is top 5 player. Some people have called it the best player in America. Zach Harrison, you heard it here from Chat Sports, 3 Harbaugh Heads, that he will commit to Michigan after his senior season is over. He's already told the coaches he intends to do so. So that is the big story we led with, and I am super excited about that one. Rashan Gary, another 5-star coming out, the number 1 player in America, as I just mentioned, the 2016 player, is Penn State expecting him to play. Well, I'm giving this one 2 Harbaugh Heads. People are talking, and that person is Nittany Lions offensive line coach Matt Limegrover. And basically, he told the media this week that they are preparing to face the Michigan defensive line with Rashan Gary. Now, we all remember his mom just a couple weeks back said Rashan has been hurt since before the Notre Dame game, left the Michigan Northwestern game with injury, and has not played in well over a month, with the entire month of October, without seeing action. Will he return tomorrow? Penn State said they're expecting it. Could that just be coach speak, that they don't want to give any Michigan any bulletin board material? I'm not sure why that would be considered bulletin board material, but they say we fully expect it. He'll be out there, and we'll plan accordingly. We'll adjust if it doesn't happen, but our thought process is that he is going to play. Rashan Gary has not played since September 29th. People are talking, those people on the Penn State side, they're saying it could be coach speak, could it not? I personally do not think we will see Rashan Gary back tomorrow against Penn State. I think maybe in a couple weeks against Rutgers, but if I had to bet on it, I'd say we don't see him until Ohio State, actually. This injury has lingered long enough. He's, Don Brown said he's almost back. I don't think they would say that if they expect him this week. I'd say, oh, Rashan Gary is going to play. I don't think there's any reason to hide whether he will play or not. So 2 Harbaugh Heads on that one. We will see Saturday, 3:45 Eastern from the Big House, Michigan, and number 14, Penn State. What will the score be? Do you want to win $25? Can I take 25 bones out of my wallet, right out of this Reveal Soup pocket, throw it at you, give it to you, send it to you via Venmo, PayPal, however you want it. Predict the score correctly. I can only take them. It's so difficult to keep track of them on Facebook and YouTube comment section. You DM them right to me. I'll give you a got it, good stuff, thanks. And if you were the first one to send me the correct score, $25. We've had over 1,200 predictions this year. 0 people have got it right. And if you predict the score and you think you're good at that, I really encourage you to get started with BetDSI. And if you do this weekend, before Monday Night Football, a Michigan MAIZE Jordan Brand jersey is coming your way. If you see my Twitter account, I've been retweeting some people all week who have received theirs recently. 3 steps. ChatSports.com/bet. Use that promo code GOBLUE. No spaces. Don't type a space, or I'm going to have to go and ask them to make an exception. You got to type in GOBLUE with no spaces. Deposit with BetDSI. You get a 120% deposit bonus plus that jersey as long as you make your first bet before kickoff Monday Night Football. And then you got to DM me, got to confirm, and then we're going to send you that jersey right there, the Jordan Brand MAIZE Michigan Football #1 jersey. Size of your choice at James T. Yoder on Twitter is where you've got to message me to get that jersey sent to you. How about Tarik Black? Now, there's a now retired blogger, YouTube guy who picks bad blog names that ridiculed me a few weeks ago, that said there's no way, he made 2 predictions. No way in hell Tarik Black's playing versus Michigan State, Well, he did. We showed you that last week. He got in a few plays. He was on the participation chart. Wasn't out there catching passes, but he got in the game. He also said that LJ Scott, no way in hell he played either. And, of course, that was fake news. And I've heard that guy's retired. Best of luck to that blogger who made those two predictions. But I have been told Tarik Black will not start, but will be back into the lineup this weekend. Tarik Black for Harbaugh Heads, FACK fact. As we show this photo coming up, people are just saying, I didn't see Tarik Black in the game. Yoda got it wrong. He was in the game. I was told, I didn't actually watch every single snap. It's pretty tough to do, on one player. They got into 2 snaps. They did call a timeout in 1, so played, I guess, 1 snap. Still got in the game, was in uniform. You see him out there with the Michigan State cornerback lining up on him. Tarik Black won't start. We'll get into 10 to 15 snaps at wide receiver versus Penn State on Saturday, 3:45 from the Big House in Ann Arbor, a matchup of 2 top 15 teams. And if they're 2 top 15 teams, and if Michigan is hosting Penn State, the top 15 Penn State that was beating Ohio State by double digits in the 4th quarter, it's got to be a close spread, right? It's got to be a 1 or 2 point spread in the books. Well, this spread is getting bigger, folks. It is now a 12-point spread. I was told by a sportsbook guy yesterday that Michigan, the bettors the big-time bettors are loving Michigan lately. That they have no flaws, and that the word on the street is Michigan might crush Penn State. As you see there, FACK, Michigan is a huge. The point spread keeps getting bigger. It was 10, then it was 10.5, then it was 11. Now it is a 12-point spread if the Wolverines are favored against Penn State. I don't know what to make of this spread. I gamble a lot on college football. I don't know in good faith if I could put money, but I remember a few weeks back I told you, wow, Michigan's 10-point favorites on Wisconsin. Everyone here at the Chat Sports studio really flipped their tables over, ran to their computer, and put money on Wisconsin. And what happened? Michigan not only covered that 10.5 point spread, they won by 25. Could have been about 40 if they would have kept the pedal to the metal, kept the first string defense in. Michigan has won 3 out of the last 5. Got crushed last year after winning 3 straight. Brady Hoax last year in 2015. And then blowing out Penn State in 2016. So if you see the lines there, they're not usually close games. You've got to go really back to that 2013 quadruple overtime game for it to be a close game. So Michigan now a huge favorite versus Penn State. If you think Penn State's going to win this game, by the way, if you're watching as a Penn State fan, you could just make tons of cash by betting them on the money line. But that is the line there. If you are a Michigan fan, though, this is more relevant to you. You might have heard me mention it again a few moments ago. I want to give you one more time to write down the information. chatsports.com/bet. Promo code GOBLUE with no spaces. If you deposit as a new user, you get 120% bonus. Place your first bet before the Cowboys-Titans Monday Night Football and DM me on Twitter saying, James, sign up and deposit with BetDSI. I will get that MAIZE jersey to you right away. This isn't a contest. Everyone who signs up and deposits, makes the first bet, will get the Jordan Brand MAIZE jersey from Nike straight from Chat Sports and BetDSI to your home. Next rumor up. All right, this is going to the deepest, darkest places of the internet, the message boards and the Reddit threads, and this one just kept popping up. I saw people sharing Facebook groups, so I wanted to address it. Is Dwayne Haskins, Ohio State's quarterback, about to be suspended, maybe for the year, maybe for his career? Should he go pro? I don't know, but there's enough chatter on it that I want to address why people are talking about this. Only giving it a one Harbaugh head, because I think it's a little ridiculous. But I want to show you, here's kind of a tweet that started it from Ryan Donnelly, a former Big Ten writer, current blogger, used to work for Rivals, and the now defunct Land of 10. Dwayne Haskins watching the Steelers game from Antonio Brown's suite is making me very, very excited for the draft. Okay, cool. Excited for the draft. What does that mean? Well, you take a look at Antonio Brown's Instagram story over the weekend. Who is that? Who's he telling you to go follow? It is no other than Dwayne Haskins. So some validity. I was told that Haskins had some things from that game on his own social media, that he was sitting in a suite with tickets provided by Antonio Brown, but he deleted them because they're not there anymore. So one Harbaugh head on this one. This is blowing up bucknuts.com and the Reddit threads and the message boards right now. The line for the Ohio State game has went from 21 points down to 19, has dropped 2 points in the last couple of days. I'm not giving it a ton of credence, but it's being talked about enough. You know, the Bucknuts as an insider close to the team, they're investigating. If he went to the game, if he sat in Antonio Brown suites, took the tickets, if they don't have some sort of pre-existing relationship before he was a recruitable athlete, that is technically a violation. Now we take a flashback here, but throw up a video of here. Who are the two guys in this video right here? That is it. On the right side of your screen, that is Antonio Brown. This is Dwayne Haskins. This is on spring break down in Florida, from what I was told. This past March-April time period, they were throwing passes and catching balls on the beach in Florida. It looks like Miami to me. So, interesting development. Antonio Brown, did he give tickets? Did Haskins even know? From what I've been told, he was definitely at the game. Did he pay for those tickets? If he didn't, you never know. The NCAA is crazy enough to think, hey, we should suspend this guy. He took tickets from an NFL player. I don't know what will happen, but something to keep an eye out for. If he plays, if he doesn't play, is Michigan going to beat Ohio State this year or what? I'm just going to kind of like slump over. I mean, Harbaugh's lost 3 years in a row. Brady Hoke lost every year except for 2011. Michigan has lost 6 straight games to the Buckeyes and have won twice, 2003 and 2011, twice in the last 15 years or so. Will Michigan beat Ohio State? If you're watching on the Michigan Wolverines by Chat Sports Facebook page, like if they're going to beat them. Angry face if no, the losing streak will continue. If you're watching on YouTube, Chat Sports YouTube, just type yes or no. Will Michigan beat Ohio State this year? It's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough game down in Columbus. We will see what happens. Next rumor up here on the Michigan Football Report are alternate jerseys about to be worn by the Michigan football team. Saw this one. Someone sent me, see if I could confirm or deny it. I have no idea, but it's interesting enough to check out. I'm giving it one Harbaugh hat in this one because, what do you have on these things? Those look like the normal Michigan football jerseys, do they not? They look just like them. There's nothing changing there that I see, but you zoom in a little bit. You zoom deep into these bad boys. These are like old school looking numbers. If you take a look at a Michigan football jersey, they're more kind of decisive edges, and they do not have that inside lining of another blue line inside the numbers you see on the 1 and the 8 there. You can buy these right now on the internet. I don't know if this is an intentional leak. I don't know if Michigan plans to wear these on Saturday, and the companies that are selling these want to get an early jump on them when people see them wearing that. But those are out there. You can buy them. They're about $100. We'll see. I doubt they're going to wear them. I'm guessing that Nike just put out a different style of jersey, and some of the websites that sell sports apparel put it out there without thinking anything differently. But there's some conspiracy theories out there that say these are jerseys Michigan's going to wear in games this season. I'm giving it one Harbaugh Heads at this time. If you want a jersey, a MAIZE Michigan football jersey, you saw the promo. I want to give you the website, chatsports.com/bet. This is not I'm entering a contest to win it. You sign up and deposit as a new user. You get 120% bonus. Put down 100, you get 120 free. You put down 50, you get 60 free, and you're going to get this jersey. Deposit. Place your first bet before Monday night. DM me on Twitter at James T. Yoder. We will put one in your mailbox in the next couple days after. We'll send one out a couple days after you get going. All right. Is an NBA legend at the Penn State game? Will there be an NBA superstar, former superstar, at the Penn State game? This one is FACK fact. This has been announced for a while. This is not a secret or anything like that. But if you haven't been following along, Chris Webber, Michigan's legendary basketball player, but also the guy responsible for the program being put on, being suspended and not being able to, participate in the NCAA tournament, banned from the tournament after he accepted money from Ed Martin and the whole scandal around Michigan basketball of the late 90s. He was there 91, 92 season, 92, 93, went pro for his sophomore year. 5-6 years after that, Michigan got put on probation and really put Michigan basketball in a 10-year spiral of mediocrity. Webber will be at the game. It's his first public appearance in Ann Arbor in over 15 years. He was banned from being associated with Michigan athletics from 2003 to 2013 and has not done anything in the 5 years since that ban was lifted. He'll be in the house as the honorary captain Saturday night. What I want to know from you guys, Facebook Live and Chat Sports YouTube, if you're in the stadium or if you like to talk to the TV like many of us do during football games, yell at the TV, are you going to cheer Webber? Are you going to boo Webber? If you're going to cheer Chris Webber, who took Michigan to 2 straight national championship games, lost at both of them, call it the timeout, don't know the boo. Type in FAB if you will stand up and give him a round of applause for what he did at the University of Michigan. If you're going to boo him, just type boo below or boo at your screen and type it right now. I want to know from you guys because I'm going to be there. Well, we'll talk about that in a minute. I might be there at the game. You never know. I've got some good photoshopping skills. I actually think it's going to be a mixed reaction, but Chris Webber will be in the house, in the big house, Saturday, Michigan, Penn State. He is the honorary captain for the University of Michigan. All right, bonus rumor time. As you've seen before on Twitter, people think I've never been to Michigan Stadium ever. I don't know why. I've been to 100+ games in my life. I was going to 3 to 4 or 5 a year. Maybe I was. Maybe I'm just one of the best Photoshop people out there. I want to show you this video because if I've never been to a game, I am the best Photoshop artist in the history of the world. Maybe I am. What I did is I went ahead and Photoshop myself on all these photos I found on Shutterfly and Photoshop and Google Images. Inserted myself there at the Rose Bowl. That's definitely not me. That is a guy with a random dude. I don't know who that chick is. That's not me with my aunt. That is not me like 15 years ago at Michigan Stadium. Not me at all. That is not me with Mike Martin's mother. I don't know who this guy is. He's on my damn pictures. He's got a cool goatee, I guess, but I have never met that guy before in my life. I just found his Shutterfly page, his Photoshop, his photos online, and I inserted myself in all of them, if you believe the haters on Twitter. But if you're going to be in Ann Arbor at the game tomorrow, I don't have many plans. My dad apparently is selling a car in Ann Arbor tomorrow, so if you're the guy who bought his car, it's an Audi Q7 or A7, one of these SUVs. Apparently we're selling it in Ann Arbor tomorrow, 10 a.m. So if that's you, hit me up. We'll hang out and break bread while you're buying my dad's car. If not, and you want to invite me to your tailgate, shoot me a DM on Twitter at James T. Yoder. Heading out. I'll be at Detroit Airport about 11:30 p.m. tonight if you want to welcome me to the city of Detroit.